happy.
That's fine, I mean, obviously I wanna get the bill paid off. I'm a little concerned that this is the first time hearing about it. Sherry has met with Debbie twice on this specific issue. I've requested a meeting with her to, in fact, work this out, because we have some budget amendments that are gonna have to be done. I haven't heard back from her, so I guess I'm a little frustrated. It's like, hey, if this is going on, I'd like to know about it before I come here to a county commission meeting and hear something I've never heard in the last 6 months, when I've specifically been tracking this issue. I don't think we've made a payment since like probably July or August. So I'm specifically tracking this 25,000 that's owed, and I'm frustrated that I'm hearing completely different information.
I don't know that we can get to that here in this meeting. I will say that we are aware that there's been conversation between the finance office and your office. But instead of going back and forth, what I suggest we do is have a vote, take care of this, and get it done.
Okay.
If that's good with
The
everybody.
final thing I would like to say is there was a person that contributed $200 specifically for this litigation fund, and Beaver Head County contributed $5,000. I want to ensure they understand their contribution is going to pay off this bill.
Have you delivered to Doug the information of the 5,000 that came in and the 200 that came in and where
Yes.
it's to go? Then that will be done. Whether, again, I don't have the report that shows that detail. I also was not aware that you would be bringing this forward today, so I'm, it just leaves us in a position of not necessarily having the reports for that. So we'll follow up with finance, and we will find out where that's at. As long as you talk to Doug, he will put the money in the correct account. So that should be fine.
Okay, there's another issue that's going on here that has to be corrected. So it's part of this fund, and that's kind of what's got me a little concerned. So when I submitted my budget memo, what I specifically asked for this year was any of my military double pay salary that I was contributing back to the county would not go to the Barris fund, it would go to payment for the new prosecution software. That hasn't happened. That money's been going into the Barris fund. And this is pursuant to a meeting with Debbie about a month or two ago. And so we said, well, no, that money's supposed to go into paying off this software, because we had these other funds that we were aware of that got me to the 25,000. And so there has to be a budget memo or amendment for that, is what Debbie has told us. Secondly, my office received a reimbursement of $4,900 from attorney's fees paid last year. And that money's been deposited into the general revenue. Now, that money, when it came back, I had also identified in the budget process that money may be reimbursed to us. And I asked that it be, again, available for expert witnesses, because we have a case, we've now had the case, that required us to hire an outside expert witness. And the time that came in, I just mentioned to Commissioner Fulford, hey, this money came in, what do we do with it? And he said, well, just deposit it, but keep track of that if you have this unexpected or this expected expense to come up. That expense was we had to hire a mental health evaluator for the Osterhout case, which was sentenced and was all over the newspaper. So that funding is still in the general revenue and not in my expert witness revenue, and I need that to pay this additional cost. So that one I don't know, because it's revenue that came into my office, if it needs to be a budget amendment or what it needs to be. Ultimately, what I don't want to do is I don't want at the end of the budget year have someone say, you spent more than your revenue, because we had an additional $4,900 reimbursed to us that ordinarily wouldn't have been reimbursed to us. We got an extra $4,900 in revenue, I guess.
So with all these, what we can do is discuss this with Debbie. So if you could give us a chance to do that first. The 17,000 from the money you were paid over the statutory limits set in Title 10. From our discussion with Debbie, she did not put that into this account.
Okay,
She understood that was to go to the software, so that should be going into your account, that payback. The 4,900, I believe from discussions again with the finance officer, and this was had with your staff, that is statutory. So, we can talk with them again, but I believe it's set in the bars, which
Well, yeah,
is how they define
no, I
how they do
understand
their
that it
accounting.
goes to, it gets deposited in the revenue, general revenue, I'm not saying that,
You
what I'm
don't
saying
have your
is-
own revenue fund, you're in the general
That's
fund.
what I just said, I understand that.
Okay, good.
What I'm saying
So-
is that additional revenue, which was not expected, and because county attorney doesn't go out and get revenue, I need to be able to utilize that revenue to pay this, for this extra criminal case that cost us unexpected amount of money.
We'll work with the finance office, they'll work with Bob Denning, and we'll go ahead and get you an answer on what they're allowed to do by statute and by the bars. So, moving on to what is on the agenda. We have a bill in front of us for park deeds. We have a plan to put $25,414.44 into that account so that we can pay it off. Is there a desire to move forward with that plan, or is there a desire to maybe alter the plan in some way, or a whole other discussion that you guys would like to have?
Do we need to do the budget amendment first?
No,
No?
we don't,
Okay.
because we're actually addressing it right
Okay.
here.
Okay.
So, no, we don't. In fact, Debbie, in her email, would have said, these are the steps you need to follow.
Okay.
So, I'm just, and I can share with you her email if you want to see that. It's 25, okay.
I guess I'm wondering why the payroll for Kelsey is included in this question, because that was separately budgeted and is a different issue than paying the outside costs for the litigation.
It's in the same fund. I believe that was also a discussion between your office and finance. And I think what we need to do is get that back in writing so that everybody's on the same page.
How, I'm frustrated at how convoluted this is, it need not be. And
I agree with you
All-
there. I think we have a solution, and I'd like to take care of it and get this bill paid.
all right, well, my main concern is people who donate, I want them to understand their money is going specifically to the purpose for which they donated the money. That's what I want to also accomplish in addition to paying this off.
That was established, and there's no question that that is exactly what's happening.
All right.
Well,
thank
you know what? We'll put that in writing too for you. Yep.
All right, I guess we're ready to move forward then?
Yes, please.
All right, so now we move that we make a payment of $25,414.44 to Park Dietz to pay this in full.
I'll second the
And friendly amendment, this will come from the $100,000 that we put into the
Yes.
fund next year.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it's been moved and seconded to put $25,414.44 from PILT into the litigation fund to pay off the Park Dietz bill. This will come from the $100,000 for the fund next year, next fiscal year. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any public comment? Tim, please.
Tim
state your name for the
Ravendahl,
record.
Redoubt News. Just a real quick, I'm gonna plead for a little bit of an explanation on this because this is the first public meeting that the term park deeds has been brought up. I know that the Barris case was mentioned earlier by our county attorney. We really, as citizens, don't have any idea what this is going on. I want to take that one step further, and that's why I'm speaking on behalf of Redoubt News. Several meetings ago, I was contacted and brought that forward to the commission regarding a donation to Broadwater County from Granite County. Since that time, I have talked to the inquiry on what's going on there with that $25,000 that was donated. And I also talked to Blaine, who is the county attorney in Granite County, and there is some confusion on how the commission has been documenting and recording these donations. So my question to the commission today on the park deeds agenda item is, what is it and how does it fit into the overall scheme of where things are at with the previous donations and how it all plays out? Because people are clueless. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Any other public comment? Please state your name again for the record.
Well, I don't want public
Speak
comment,
again.
I'd be happy to answer that question. Would you like me to answer the question?
Yeah, if you'd let people know that can't see you who you are, I would appreciate it.
I'm Corey Swanson, and first of all, what does park deeds mean? He specifically is the head of an organization that they're experts in the field of mostly mental health and criminal forensic issues. So that's how we located and then hired and paid the expert witness that we had in the Barris case. So when we say park deeds, we're actually paying off the bill owed for the expert witness who evaluated the case, testified, did all the things in the last year. The $25,000 that was contributed from Granite County specifically went into and was used to help pay off that bill. And that $25,000 both was received and was spent specifically for that purpose. I am working on the information to provide a response to the inquiry from the person from Granite County. I've got derailed and did some other things and I haven't responded to her, so that's my, either I'll respond directly or I'll provide information for the commission to respond. So that's where we are.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further public comment? Public comment. All right, those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Right, we generally only have 2 signatures, so if I may pass this to you, Daryl, and ask you to add your initials, we'll go ahead and get that to Debbie and Michelle at the very end of the meeting. Does Michelle still have your note? Third, all day. Thank you very much. You want these two? Okay, I'll give you all of them. All right, next we have school informational sign in the courthouse. Policy for allowing county agencies to display public information in the courthouse. So we have first a policy. Is Doug here? No. All right. Here's a policy, and if you guys are good with that, we can adopt that first, and then here's the letter. And I'll give you a copy of the letter so you have that in parallel. I only made 2, so you'll have to sign one of them. And these are the same ones that we worked on together via email.
policy, or would like to run with policy first? Or?
Yeah, we agreed that we would have a policy in place before sending the letter. So even if it happens within, a couple seconds of each other, we should still do policy first. Yeah,
I'll make the motion to approve the policy, providing information to citizens of Broadwater.
I'll second that motion.
it's been moved and seconded to approve a policy establishing which agencies in the county can provide information to the public in the courthouse and under what timeline. Any public comment?
Can we know what this is?
This is-
Please?
Absolutely.
Could someone read that so that the public knows what that letter says? Thank you.
This is ministerial. It could be just handled over email. It's been the subject of 2 different commission meetings the last 2 weeks. If you would hand me the policy, I'll just read an overview. Thank you. So this is a policy for providing information to citizens in Broadwater County. Again, this has been discussed in the last 2 commission meetings. And this is ministerial. So as the courthouse belongs to the citizens, it is correct to allow county agencies to share information. Remains a concern, there are few avenues to communicate facts to citizens. The courthouse is a central location and a trusted place to gain knowledge. Therefore, Broadwater County Commissioners shall allow all county political subdivisions, agencies, and departments to display facts in the courthouse. Currently, those agencies include, but are not limited to, the Fire District, Hospital District, the Weed District, the Mosquito District, the School Board, the county departments and offices. All information displayed shall be factual and data-driven. No one may use the courthouse to display disparaging information against anyone. No one may display incorrect information. As the courthouse is a polling place, all information must be removed from the courthouse 60 days prior to the election. As the Commissioner of Political Practices has interpreted electioneering laws to state commissioners may not answer questions, much less state an opinion, about a mill levy subject 60 days prior to an election, all information must be removed from the courthouse 60 days prior to that election. Broadwater County Board of County Commissioners supports the sharing of factual information to help the citizens of Broadwater County to be fully informed on issues and related facts. Broadwater County Commissioners. So with that, all those in favor of adopting the policy, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. And I'll read the letter too. This is to the Townsend School District. Dear Broadwater County School Board members, thank you for asking us to display photos of the school and the county courthouse. We are pleased to grant your request. As you know, the courthouse belongs to the citizens of Broadwater County. As such, it is a place to get information. The best we can do for our citizens is provide them with as many data-driven facts as possible so they can make informed decisions. However, Montana has strict electioneering laws. The current Commissioner of Political Practices interprets those laws literally. His determination is that county commissioners may not answer questions about a pending mill levy election without violating those laws 60 days prior to the election. To further complicate the issue, the courthouse is a polling place. Therefore, we remain happy to allow you to display photos, but they must be removed 60 days prior to the election on March 6, 2020, so we remain in compliance with Montana Code. Thank you again for this opportunity. We stand together as one county for the good of all our citizens. Sincerely. So the next vote, if you guys are still interested, is to approve the letter and let the school display their photos.
I have one,
Get it?
if you read this, but they must be removed 60 days prior to the election on March 6th. That's the date of removal. You're saying that the election is on March 6th.
I see where you're reading that. So 60 days prior to the May, is it May 5th? May 5th election. So removal shall be,
No later than,
by March 6th. So let me read this sentence to you guys and tell me if this makes sense. Therefore, we remain happy to allow you to display photos, but they must be removed 60 days prior to the May 5 election by, removal by March 6,
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
All right, so if you guys approve this letter, we can make the editorial change and then sign that this afternoon and get this to the school board.
I'll make a motion to approve the letter as corrections as stated.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the letter allowing the school board to display photos in the courthouse until March 6th. Is there any public comment? Public comment? All right, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. So we'll make those edits and then just have it in the office, and we can sign it and then scan it to Erin. I'll give those both to you, Ann. All right, next we have Heather McMurdy, Public Health, Farmers Market Support. And Heather, you can either come to the podium or sit down at the table with us, whatever you prefer.
I can put everything. So last year was our first year for the Senior Farmers Market Program, and it went really well. I had a lot of happy vendors, and I had a lot of happy people that signed up for it. I had 20 spots, and I had 15 that signed up. So we were
Nice.
impressed with that for the very first year. And so I met with the Townsend Farmers Market meeting on last week, and they want to do it again. The vendors, I had 2 more vendors sign up, so I'm up to 7 vendors now.
Nice.
And so the market will be from June 4th through September 24th, every Thursday from 3 p.m. to 6:30, and over at the Wi-Fi Park. And so what I need is what I needed for last year was we need liability insurance, and the county provided that last year, so that's what I'm asking for again now, so that we can move forward with this.
Nice.
Yeah.
That
So-
farmer's market is very popular.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and the seniors really enjoyed it. They get $50 worth of free coupons. Each coupon is $2, and we went over it again. Jackie Stokel came down from the state, and she did, you have to go through a training, and so she trained the 2 new vendors. And so anyway, they all wanted to do it, so.
And would you explain that program so that anybody who wasn't here, we know what it is, but anybody who wasn't here last year knows what the program is?
So what it is that you have to fill out an application, and it goes by your income, and it's for 60 years and older. And so if you qualify, then you get $50 worth of free coupons. And it's a federal agency ran program, and so we're paid through the state and through Jackie Stokel. And so you get, so then they can use it, the beginning, they can use all of the coupons at the same time, or they can spread them out through the whole entire June through September. So, yeah. And I had a great, like I said, I had 15 that signed up last year. I can have 20, and that's what we're gonna go for again, and so that's $1,000. So, yeah.
And this is for vegetables, right?
Fresh produce
vegetables.
only, so no baked goods, no goodies. So my vendors that sign up, they have to sell the fresh produce, and they are given a list of what they can choose. Mhm. Yep.
You've done tremendous work, Heather.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna say about the farmer's market, because really everything you touch, you've turned to gold.
And
So,
so,
thank you.
yeah, I've enjoyed it, so hopefully we can fill 20 spots this year, so,
Right?
yeah.
You're close.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, the vendors that do sign up, they have a 3-year, they're covered for 3 years. So they didn't have to go redo the new training. So just the people that signed up have to do the training, and they all did it the other night. Jackie signed them off, so we're good to go.
Fantastic.
So if you guys will hold the liability insurance again, then we're good to go. So,
So we should probably have a vote so it's on the record.
Okay, so I will move that the county provide liability insurance for the farmer's market. I'll second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded to provide the liability insurance for the farmer's market this year. Excuse me, is there any public comment? Public comment? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Go forth and conquer.
Thank you. So
Sure.
when we get closer to the start date of June, I'll come and get the paperwork I need like I did last year.
Perfect.
Okay,
That'll work.
thank you.
Thanks, Heather. All right, Brooke Dolan, Victim Witness Advocate, signed grant for services. And it looks like you're gonna join us at the table. And I have your contract in front of me. So this has been going on for many, many years. And what this is the Board of Crime Control grant that funds your department, what you do. And we just need to, this is a 2-year grant, and we need to sign it. So, this has been available for review. And we just need a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve the grant of the Montana Board of Crime Control for the victim witness advocate. And I will second.
It's been moved and seconded to sign the grant for the Victim Witness Advocate from the Board of Crime Control. Is there any public comment? Any public comment?
Once again, Tim Ravendall, Broadwater County citizen. How much money were we talking?
It is $96,000. This is for 2 years.
Yes.
Yes. All right, any other public comment? Public comment. All right, those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. All right, that was painless. Anything to add to the, whatever?
I don't think so.
All
The
right.
one thing I guess I would say is that once I get this word packet back to the board, then they will reimburse the last 2 quarters.
All right. I think I've got all the spots signed, so we'll just have it recorded with
Okay.
Ann, and then we'll get you a copy very, very shortly this afternoon.
Okay, I guess the only other thing is that I do need the original signatures. if
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, we'll make a color copy for us and give you that.
Oh, yeah, that sounds great. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thanks, Brooke. Good work, keep it up. And is there anything else from the board?
I guess one thing that, to report back to you guys, you know, we talked about the health department server
Oh,
that
yes.
needed to be replaced. And so I think I sent the email chain of the questions from Josh. And the question was, could they use our server here in the courthouse? And he said, no, that's not. One, it's not physically connected, and the other is because of privacy issues, they have to have a separate server. So, I guess that can be something on the agenda maybe next week, or when we meet again, but we need to fund that, I guess, because it wasn't in Teresa's budget.
Yeah. I kinda thought it was included in the list of computers and all the upgrades we were doing
Yeah.
anyway. But we can certainly put it on the agenda just for a quick vote
Yeah.
to add it,
Yeah.
and then that way there's no question. So that will be added in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Does that mess up Josh?
No,
Okay,
no, I think they're fine.
okay,
I think they got a lot of work to do.
yeah, I think they do too.
So, and then I guess the other thing for next week's agenda is for mental health. We need to discuss that.
Yes. All right. Anything, Mike, from you?
No.
All right, so we just have one other, again, this is same as some of the other stuff, this is ministerial, but this is the letter to Department of Revenue for the Radersburg Historical Society.
Yeah,
And Shirley, go ahead and read this out loud. Myrna, this letter is to inform you the Broadwater County Board of County Commissioners voted on December 23, 2020 to remove the taxable value from tax number 0007002394 for Radersburg Historical Preservation Inc. and number 0007C00058 for Broadwater County. Solid waste fees are to remain attached to the property and charged. Radersburg Historical Preservation Society folks will provide Department of Revenue with the required documentation to be permanently removed from the tax rolls as a viable and active 501c3 corporation. Thank you for all you do for Broadwater County. We appreciate the opportunity to work together. So we just need to sign that and send it to Department of Revenue, and probably Radersburg should get a copy as well.
Perfect.
And that's at the request of the county clerk and recorder treasurer. We've already agreed to do it, so I don't think we need a vote to sign the letter. Thank you. All right, it looks like our meeting, the public portion of our meeting is over. We will have a closed door for personnel later on this afternoon, and that will be closed doors. The rights of the individual far outweigh the rights of the public to know. So with that, any public comment?
I just need his signature.
All right, then this meeting is recessed. Thank you very much for coming, everyone. Have a great afternoon,
What about the
and
litigation?
enjoy the
meeting?
sunshine.
Are we doing the litigation meeting?
Yes, but I don't need to make the same comment for litigation.
So this is how mine.